race fans. Welcome to another episode of Short Track Guys Podcast, brought to you in part by McDonald Muffler, the Muffler Mafia. Based out of Mobile, Alabama, their family-owned and operated muffler shop, specializing in converters, shocks, and so much more. You need to give those guys a call at 251-661-1043. That is McDonald Muffler, the Muffler Mafia, in Mobile, Alabama. I'm your host, Thomas Faddis, alongside two of the Short Track guys in the studio. As always, back again, Jim Pokrant, driver of the 07 Can'tQuitFishing.com sportsman and 2021 sportsman champion, and Ted Baber, back again, healthy as all, from Ted Baber Video Productions. What's up, guys?
Well, I'm not coughing, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, glad to have you back, Ted. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, we're glad to have Ted back, and all three of us here got the merch in the house. We're wearing it proudly. That's going to come out soon. We will get to that in a little bit. Man, we've got some a big race coming up this weekend here locally in our backyard, but we got to start with Mobile. We're going to touch on the Battle of Berlin, which was the big race that was going on Wednesday when we were talking short track racing. We've got some big news, but we're going to hold off on that. We don't want to let that out of the bag just yet. World of Outlaws, Knoxville Nationals, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the North-South 100, the Southern Super Series, the Chris Motorsports Park coming up this weekend. The 11th annual Masters of the Pros, that's a pro late model race in Michigan, coming up with the Jag CRA All-Star Tour. We got the Spears Southwest Tour of Colorado National Speedway. I haven't talked too much about Colorado Speedway, but there was a big event over there we're going to get to anyway. We're going to back up and get started with Mobile with the kids, man. We had some kids involved with race cars this past weekend.
Oh, what an awesome night, man. The grandstands were packed over there. The pits had plenty of cars. Great show. Eddie put on a deal for ride along for the kids. And if you don't believe that that's awesome and kids love that and you can get kids involved, that's something that, I couldn't do it with my car because my clutch was acting up. But, man, everybody, all the guys that participated, I want to say a personal thank you to you guys because, man, you made all those kids' night.
Everybody was smiling, having a good time.
Oh, man, those kids go to school Monday. Can you imagine? I got to ride in a race car around Mobile International Speedway, and they rode them all the way around the whole half mile. Yeah, so that was pretty neat.
That's how you get the little kids involved.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
it helps, but the grandstands were packed. Eddie, they had some issues. Oh, my goodness, the transponders didn't work, so we had to cancel qualifying. Then we drew for pills, and I just took up the rear because I was the only car that wasn't on tires.
Oh, boy.
Well, I take it back. Robert Barber started Jonathan Langham's 51, and boy, oh boy, I passed him late in the race, and I thought we were both going to wreck because he was so far sideways. Oh, what a crazy night. But good racing. Congratulations to the 11 car of James Patrick.
Yes.
Won the sportsman feature, and man, I was behind all the mess. They were running in the dirt. They were bouncing off each other, and I'm back there going, these people are going to kill each other. And wound up, finishing 8th. Not bad. I drove it back on the trailer in one piece. I'm going to put some tires on and go back next Saturday night. Not this coming up Saturday, but the following Saturday is the next race in Mobile, and we're planning on going back. The late model race, disappointment in the numbers that showed up, but Nashville rained out, and there were supposed to be some guys coming, and they just didn't show. And congratulations to Hunter Robbins. He got it done. Dustin Smith was second.
Yeah.
Dustin gets out, takes a couple pictures, and he collapses. They had to put him in the ambulance and give him fluids because of the heat.
Yeah, it's awful.
That heat ain't no joke.
Mm-mm.
It was hot Saturday. Well, at least we had a breeze. But I'm going to tell you what, this summer has been rough on race car drivers.
Yeah, I saw the pure stock finish was super close.
Between Robert Barber and
Robert Loper.
Robert Loper, yeah. Side by side. Those guys, they were battling. It was a great show. They didn't have a great car count either, but a decent race. Yeah. And the Crown Stocks ended up being Hunter Lambert. No, excuse me. I take that back. It was Adam Salter. Yeah. Hunter Lambert finished third. The 44 car who we interviewed was our Crown Vic Driver of the Week, Tyler. He ended up running second, and I think he had something for Adam Salter, but Adam Salter's got a lot of experience. Yeah. He's raced everything from pro late models to outlaw stocks. So the guy's got a little bit more experience. But I'll tell you what, Tyler is coming on strong, and I want to congratulate him on his second place finish in Mobile. I think it's only his second or third time being there.
Yeah.
And at one point he actually got the lead. So, good race there. And the trucks.
Don't have a clue, unfortunately.
I can't remember on that one. I was there, and I don't remember. I know Dustin was in it, and there was a couple of drivers. It was a good show. Mobile's putting on and they're trying, and they're putting up the money. So bring the cars, and I think that, I mean, Sportsman, we had the biggest field I've seen of Sportsman cars since the Derby.
Wow.
There was 14 or 15 of us, and that's the most we've had in quite a while.
Yeah, that's a bunch.
And to get a laugh, Jonathan Langham, who is suspended from the speedway, was on the back straightaway over the fence in a big lift above the fence, spotting for Maddox.
That's dedication.
Oh yeah, and I mean, Eddie and them got some mistakes to work with, but I mean, he told me, and what I appreciate about him better than any promoter that I've raced for recently is the fact that he comes by your pit and personally thanks you for being there. Yeah. It tells me, just hang with me. I'm going to do some big stuff next year.
That means a lot. I mean, there's always growing pains whenever you're starting an adventure like that. It's going to happen. You'll get there, but just give time.
Well, I mean, somebody forgot to charge the transponders. The first one we got there, went to get transponders, and the same ladies that do the transponders in Pensacola were doing them over there, and she got snippy because she goes, "You'll get it when you get ready to qualify." I'm like, "Whoa, easy, easy, easy,
back up,
easy. It's okay. I'm sorry, I didn't. Somebody forgot to charge them, and da 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 da." I'm like, "All right, gotcha. It's cool. It's all good. It's all good." But I mean, it was a good show. I'm gonna give Eddie and them this. It was a good show.
Yeah, we just give a little top 3 rundown with the Pro Late models at Hunter Robbins, Dustin Smith, and Elliott Massey. The Sportsman, as we talked, James Patrick, Chad Robinson, B.J. Latham, Pure Stock, Robert Loper, Robert Barber, and Thomas Norman. The Pro Trucks is Trace Capers, Okie Mason, and Dustin Smith. That's the Crown Stocks, Adam Salter. I believe that's his won twice, I think, this year.
Yes.
Maybe twice, at least twice, I know. Tyler Young and Hunter Lambert there in the top 3, and Mobile put on a great show. Got the kids involved. We got some future stars ahead.
Well, that was Trace Capers' first feature win in the truck series. He's from Sunny South running Legends cars.
Right, yeah.
And, man, I forgot about that. He put a whoop on him. I mean, he was gone. Good job, young man.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
That's pretty good news.
Yeah.
Well, then we're going to step with August 25th. That's coming up here weekend after this coming, I believe.
Yeah, right.
The Alan
Not
Turner Pro Lake number 3, the Pro Trucks, Pure Stocks, and Crown Stocks. So we're going to be talking about some of the same names that come in for those Pro Lake models that we've talked about all over.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure we'll have the Nashville contingent.
Oh, yeah.
There's 3 or 4 of them that come from Nashville, and then we'll have, I'm sure Hunter Robbins will be there with their set on kill.
Yeah, Hunter Robbins, Dawson Sutton,
Dylan
Fetcho. That War Rackley team's going to come in there, and Augie Grill hopefully will come in there and just kind of
good possibility.
Yeah.
Yep. So that'll be a great show, and then the Pure Stocks have been putting on. For the car count that they've had, the shows have been really good. Now, the Crown Stocks, of course, we know what they do, and the Pro Trucks are running, so we'll see what happens. But that's going to be a good race next Friday. And then Saturday night, Mobile will be running again on the 26th. I think it'll be another local car night, trucks, sportsmen, outlaws, Pure Stocks, and Crown Stocks.
Yeah, that kind of rounds up this fabulous weekend from Mobile. Friday night coming up on the 25th, the Alan Turner Pro Late model. But a week ago, about this time, about this time a week ago, we had an event that we would love to be at.
Okay.
And it was up north just a little bit, and I got to turn it over. I can't hold it no more.
Everybody wants to know who won this race. We all know
can we say Bubba Pollard?
We can, and not you stolen my thunder. I'll tell you. I'll tell you who all he beat. It was an illustrious crew up there. Actually, second place was Chase Elliott.
Oh,
that's
no slacker there.
Not exactly. And Evan Shotko, Josh Berry, we've talked about him a lot. Kyle Crump, Dylan Stovall, 7th place. William Byron, there we go again. Another big name that we hear a lot about. Cole Butcher, Joe Bush, Austin Hull rounded out the top 10. And then we go right back into the throngs of NASCAR with Eric Jones in the 11th spot. I'm going to give us a shot. Kevin, I hope I don't mess this up. Cremonese, 12th spot. Brian Campbell, Ken Wabma, Tyler Rurig, Brian Tilma, Big Boris Yorkovic, Gio Ruggiero in 18th, Chase Bird in 19th, Michael Simcoe 20th, Derek Nealand 21st, Andrew Grizel, pardon me, I hope I'm not hammering these names like everybody does mine, Wes Griffith, Carson Hosevar's 24th, Tony Elrod, who we've been talking about quite a bit, also is 25th. And then way out of character for Derek Griffith to wind up 26th, Blake Rowe, Andrew Scheid, Jacob Gomes, and Trevor Sanborn. And it goes on, believe it or not. Keith Earp, Scott Thomas, and Jesse Love. And rounding out the entire field was Chris Munson. One heck of a race.
Well, Bubba didn't just win; he put a boot stomping. He had his foot on her neck early on and never let up.
Well, it was the Battle of Berlin. He battled the win.
He won the battle and more on top of that. But congratulations, Bubba! Another big win this year, and he's leading the SRL national point standings.
Yay!
With 2 races to go.
So things can happen.
And then one of the races is next weekend, and then there'll be a big race in Pensacola coming up. So he's got a lot of racing to do the rest of this year. But let me tell you something. He's got that can of opened up, and he's been pouring it all over, folks.
Lighting it on fire.
That's it, man. Congratulations, Bubba. Great job, man. We're proud of you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the field in that race was just unbelievable.
It was awesome. We went through the whole thing. It was just, like I said, uncharacteristic, some of the finishes, but you never know what happened or what took place, mechanical issues, wrecks, who knows.
Berlin, they said, is one of the hardest tracks to get around. Gary Blue said that Dick Trickle went there one time and destroyed the car, knocked the motor out of it, and burned the car to the ground. So he never could figure it. It's a hard place to get around, and for him to dominate like that, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to the next pair, and we'll see who's going to come out on top.
Yep.
I won't say it's wide open, but there's possibilities left.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to see him win that SRL championship. That would be cool.
Yeah, Bubba Pollard putting money in the bank as we speak. That check and taking it to the house, bringing it home from Michigan. What do you say? Sometimes he goes and doesn't perform quite like you expect, but then when he does, it's he puts them off, and in a big way too, in the big races.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard also that his motor was not up to par. He led all those laps with a motor that was kind of laying down on him. He said so.
Yeah. Sometimes that's not always bad because it's not putting out full power. You stomp it, it doesn't get out
from the tires. Yeah, you don't have to run traction control like some people do.
Yeah, he'll have a pretty big schedule coming up in the next week. We got Thursday night, and then running the Oxford 250 on Sunday. So he'd be up there running the twin 75s for 7,500, and then probably travel to Oxford, where I think he has won the Oxford 250.
Yes,
up in Maine, correct?
Twice, I believe.
Yeah, so he's got a couple of more. His season's not over. There's no doubt he could rattle off, and he could end up the season with a snowball derby.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be good to see Big Bubba standing in victory lane with that Tom Dawson trophy.
That'd be great. That would be like the pinnacle of his career. I don't think he would, drop the mic after that because he still has other things to prove, but you never know.
Well, he said if he could win the Winchester 400 and Snowball Derby, he would retire.
Oh, okay.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
But, knowing him, he won that, he'd be like,
Nice to have goals.
Yes,
nice to have
goals.
Yeah. Nice to have goals.
Gotta have goals. I want to win a Snowball Derby, too, now.
Oh, yeah.
I might do a mic drop if I win a Derby. Like, come out.
Well, there's time. We've got till December to get that car straight and see what happens.
Let's hope.
No, we can pack the bags and travel to Knoxville. And this is not necessarily what I mean, Knoxville, Tennessee. This is Knoxville,
it's a little
Iowa.
west,
Iowa. And the Knoxville Nationals in the world of outlaws. And this name is not going to be a stranger to anybody.
No.
His name is Kyle Larson. He's from Elk Grove,
that
California. Yeah. He happens to win just about everything he sits in.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And he put in maybe $185,000 in the bank. And he led every lap, 50 laps. Knoxville Nationals.
They were saying that is the greatest World of Outlaws sprint car race in America. The second one is the
granddaddy of them all.
Yeah. The granddaddy of them all.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's really super, super, super cool is the fact that he's going to run the Indianapolis 500 next year. Now, how would that be?
Oh, Lord.
If that man wins the Indianapolis 500, he would be in a league group because if he wins the Daytona 500, the Indianapolis 500, there's only very few drivers ever done that.
Right.
AJ Foyt, Mario Andretti. I think there's only two, AJ Foyt and Mario Andretti, and that's it.
Wow. He could be the third, that's for sure.
He's got the talent. My God, that man has talent.
Yeah.
No matter what he sits. I mean, the first time he climbed in a dirt late model, he runs second, and the second time he won the race.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, never driven that type of car ever.
Mm-hmm.
The dude has more feel than anybody I ever seen. I mean, he's won this year in the Xfinity. He's won, I think, in a truck and in a cup car.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, the man is just multifaceted. Why would he not try to win in an Indy car?
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle Larson, takes the Knoxville Nationals, $185,000. David Gravel, Donnie Schatz, Giovanni Celsi, Carson Macedo, Brad Sweet, Rico Abreu. And I want to give a shout out to David Gravel finishing second and putting in, I think, $45,000 was second place prize money. But that was his 800th career World of Outlaws start.
Holy smokes.
Wow. From Watertown, Connecticut. I know he's probably living in Florida now, but 86 of those or 89 of those 800 starts for victories in the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. So the dude knows how to get around.
Yep.
Yeah, he does. You got to have, like I said, we talked before, you got to have a big set to drive one of them things because you got to be able to run it wide open and not lift, and that just goes past all of nature.
Yeah. You're up against the wall. You jump the berm. You're bouncing all over the place. Don't get out of it. Don't get out of it.
Don't lift. Don't lift. Don't lift. Don't lift. I lifted.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
well, the Knoxville Nationals is a dirt race, and we have been preaching through episodes that we were going to dabble in dirt more often than we can. And if we're on dirt now, why don't we just stay there and switch from a sprint car to late models? And this is the North-South 100. And there's a driver named the Smooth Operator. And I didn't hear this until he actually took the win at Florence Speedway in Union, Kentucky. Mr. Bobby Pierce is the Smooth Operator. And I'm telling you, if you've seen the replay of that or the highlights of that event, he drives like that.
Oh, yeah. He's one of the best there is in that division. I mean, that's another division that there's 7 or 8 guys on any given night that could put a stomping on you. Mm-hmm. And he's one of them.
Yeah, Ricky Thornton Jr., Hudson O'Neal, which is, we all know, the real deal, Jonathan Davenport, and Dalton Wilson were the top 5 in that one. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the North-South 100.
And I heard something pretty cool. Pennsboro, West Virginia, which is a race that used to pay $50,000 to win. They had several. It's in the side of a mountain. Oh, wow. They're bringing the track back. I saw somewhere not too long ago that somebody's bought the property and they're putting the track back together. So we need to keep an eye out for Pennsboro, West Virginia. Look up some of the races in the 80s paid $50,000, $75,000 to win at tracks like that.
That's a ton of money back then.
Well, they would run anywhere from Georgia to Pennsylvania and back. Because this would, James Finch was talking about he did with Jeff Purvis. They would travel those tracks, and he said there was one time they won like $80,000 in 2 nights.
Boy, oh boy.
2 $40,000 to win races.
Jeez.
So, yeah, welcome back, Pennsboro. Glad to hear another racetrack that's actually coming back and not closing.
Good. That's kind of rare anymore.
That's a good deal. I like that.
Yeah, we haven't touched on Pennsboro much, but it's got a long list of history of races there with big money and all the names going through there. So it's good to see and good to hear that they're coming back to life. And there's another one that we haven't really touched on, and it is a little west of us in Colorado, the Colorado National Speedway. They've had the SRL Southwest Tour out there with Jay Sanson, Cole Raz, and Jacob Gomes out there. And I think Jim's got a little information on something that happened out there this past weekend with that race.
Well, Jay Sanson ended up taking the checkered flag with a sealed motor. And Ricky Brooks was bragging about that because they said sealed motors can't win. Well, he put the whoop on them and won the race. So congratulations to Jace Hansen with a sealed engine. I thought that was kind of neat to hear. And he got the pro late model win. And hopefully there's more in his repertoire that's going to come up because he's run with us at Five Flags several times.
Yes, he has. And it just goes to prove that the exception sometimes proves the rule. Every once in a while, something happens that you don't expect, but it's nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, he may have been low on traction, and that, like we was talking about a while ago, motor stumbling a little bit, might made it a little less horsepower, made the car faster.
That's right.
Yeah, Colorado National Speedway. This is the 11th annual Masters of the Pros 184 at Owasso Speedway in Ovid, Michigan. It's a JEG CRA All-Star Tour. Masters of the Pros 184. James Kruger, Chris Munson, Steve Dorr, which we know about. Yes. He's from Lakeland, Florida. Dan Leake, Nick Egan, Carson Hosevar will be there. Chase Birdie, Evan Shotko, Dylan Stovall, and Kyle Crump. Those are some names that we've thrown around, and they'll be up there in Michigan running the Masters of the Pros. And that's a Pro Late Model Race 184, so we'll have results on that one next week. The Southern Super Series, I just want to run down their points coming up at Cordial this next weekend. Gio Ruggiero, Matt Craig, Jet Nolan, Michael Hine, and our boy Bubba Pollard round up the top 5 in the Southern Super Series points. Now, we can go over a little bit of the division there with those points, because we got Southern Super Series points, we've got SRL points, we got NRL points, we got IRL points. It seems like we've got categories for all points. We could have this champion, that champion, a national champion, a world champion.
The Cars Tour, this tour, that tour.
Right. So it's kind of getting confusing here as to who's leading what and doing when, but there's so much racing going on, which is actually a good thing because we know it's alive and well.
Yes. Very much so.
Well, we know that Bubba Pollard's leading the national SRL point standing, so that's one that's important to us right now. He's 5th in the Southern Super Series. I don't know where he is in the Stars Tour because he's had some bad luck in the Stars races, but he won one, though. He did win North Wilkesboro.
Yeah. I think he's third. I know he's top 5, but I think he's third in the ASA. But I think Tommy Jesse's going to.
He might.
He might.
Hey, look, that dude is talented. He won a truck race at IRP this past week, and I mean, he had a dominant truck. He was like 0.3 faster than anybody the entire weekend. So, Ty Majeski's a heck of a wheel man.
The Timinator.
The Timinator.
Yeah, I think all those guys knew early on they were running for second. I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't think the TV could catch up with him.
Yeah, probably not. The camera guy was like, "Will you tell him to slow down a little bit?"
Where's the 98? Get it on the 98. I can't find him.
Where'd he go? Which way did he go, George? Which way did he
He's
go?
out in front of everybody.
Yeah. He's in traffic. I know. I feel their pain. I have done that before. You lose the leader in traffic a lot of times. You're like, where'd he go?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I was thinking there, Ted starts watching me doing something silly and loses his spot.
Oh boy,
that's happened a couple times.
Once or twice.
Come on.
Well, there's a lot of races to cover this weekend, and then we'll cover next Wednesday. The following weekend, we got some big races. We're not done, man. I know summer's almost over, the 22nd of September, but we're not going to do that pumpkin spice just yet. We're still doing the margaritas.
Yes.
So everybody, just relax. We got plenty of racing. We did start a segment here not too long ago, as everybody knows. Our story in Bleich Roofing, Crown Vic Spotlight Driver of the Week, and we have one this week.
Well, I just want to talk about Adam Salter for a minute. He's from up around Opp, Alabama. He won the race in Mobile. He's won several features in South Alabama Speedway in Kinston. The guy's he has an Outlaw. He runs super stock. He runs street stocks. He's just got a ton of talent. And it's not really the official would normally do tonight. And I also want to talk about the Crown Stock class in general as far as the racing in Mobile. And this is kind of funny on Hunter Lambert's part, who set the track record. Went out and qualified, set the track record. He come in, they threw his track record out. You know what for?
Oh, I hear it's amusing. I'll just put it that way.
Well, when they left the house, they just threw everything in the trunk of the car. They didn't put it in the back of the truck. And when they got to the racetrack, he went out and qualified with a jack, spare tire, jack stands, and stuff in the trunk of the car.
Movable weight.
Yeah, and I guess that's why they threw him out for. But it was so funny. I said, it'd be funny to watch a pit stop, then run up, pop the trunk, grab the jack, grab the spare out of the trunk, jack the car, swap it out, then put the other tire in the back. And that's something. That's an idea for Story and White.
There you go.
Have a pit crew competition with the Crown Stock guys, and have them do that. They have to take the jack and the spare out of the trunk, change the tire, put it back in the trunk, and then go the length of pit road. I'm going to put that bug in Mr. Bleich's ear. I think that would be cool to see. Hunter Lambert, thank you for the idea, buddy.
Yeah, I'll put $100 up for that.
That would be
It's
cool.
a Story and Bleich Roofing Crown Vic All-Star event.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have one lap. You got to come in, take the jack out, change a tire, and do another lap for qualifying times. And there you go.
Make the driver unbuckle, climb out, pop the trunk, jack the car up, change the tire, put it back in, get back in the car, strap in, and then make another lap. Oh, man. I'm so smart sometimes.
I know, Jim. I think you're on to something else.
Yeah. I think that would be neat. Hey, Ryan, if you're listening, man, let's talk about that. Because we'll put a Short Track Guys podcast, we'll put up a few dollars for that one.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Actually, we'll just name it the Short Track Guys Pit Crew.
There you go. Challenge. That's it.
Crown Stock.
Yes.
The Short Track Guys podcast, Story and Blight, Crown Vic, or Crown Stock Pit Crew Challenge.
Yes.
Pit Driver Pit Challenge.
Yeah.
Let the driver do all that. That would be awesome. Ryan, get with us, buddy. I think we're on to something cool.
And have everybody that wants to try it enter. Even you might not win the race, but if you win this, you come up with some money.
Yeah, I think that'd be neat. Okay, well, we didn't come up with something cool on our podcast again. Awesome deal.
Man, what would we do without you, Jim?
I don't know. I don't know. I just have no idea. I wonder myself sometimes. No, I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm not that bright. But
you still got to get out the door with that head.
Yeah, I know it. I still got to get in my truck and drive myself home, so it'd be kind of hard to do. I can't roll my window down to keep my head out, so... But anyway,
we're having too much fun.
I know it, but I think that would be cool. I mean, and thank you to the Story and Blight Roofing for sponsoring that segment on our show, and they did a great job roofing my house. So if you ever need a roof job done, they'll get it done quick, and do it right.
That's it.
Yeah, that class is just going to keep growing and growing. There's no telling what everybody, not just us, but I mean, Marcus and Ryan, they're all putting their heads together and they're coming up with all kinds of stuff with that class, and I love to see it.
Well, I heard they're not running the Derby.
Oh,
I have heard that Tim said they don't have room for him this year.
Wow.
So, and because Ryan was telling me he's been begging Tim, trying to get him to maybe run him on Wednesday night, and Tim said there's just nowhere to put him right now. So
it is very packed.
Yeah, and it'd be hard to do, but you could do another night. Maybe race them on the night we have practice.
Yeah.
To have what was it, the night of whatever the practice night
practice
is.
Night, yeah.
Yeah, just have a
Snowball Derby preview.
A Snowball Derby preview and run the Crown Stocks that night.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Why not? Why not practice all day, shut them down at 6 o'clock,
run them,
and then race them from 7 to 8, and then we could all that way everybody could be there and watch. We could enjoy practice and watch a race.
Yeah.
Ryan, there's another idea, buddy.
Yeah.
Just throwing them out there at
keep
you.
them like Bubba Pollard winning, man.
That's
just
it.
one after another.
Zing,
like slinging them out there.
right down the middle of the plate, brother. Strike zone. But anyway, yeah, that's cool. I thought, that people want to know that. I'm pretty sure they're not going to, which is kind of a disappointment, but they should.
Yeah.
I think it'd be one of the best races.
You have entry fee. It helps you offset the price of the lights and everything else that happens. And you'd still have to have tech, I'm sure.
Yeah, and speaking of Crown Stocks, we kind of got some sad news. Tim O'Shields, who drove the 62 car last Friday night at Five Flags, had a massive heart attack. He's in the hospital as far as we know. Last I heard, his brain is not reacting to anything, so we don't know any more than that. We just ask for prayers for the family.
Yeah, absolutely.
And prayers for Tim. And let's just hope he recovers.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
Prayers are up and out.
That's right. So, I mean, it's just crazy.
I mean, this heat is getting to everybody. It can contribute to things like that. We just
It will definitely cause a heart attack if you're not careful.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you that, like I said, the last Five Flags race that we ran, I lost 10 pounds just sweating.
Wow.
I mean, Mobile was bad enough. At least thank goodness for my buddy Jeremy Peebles for bringing his tent again and setting us up. He's got a really cool little thing he hangs on the side, keeps the sun off of us. I had the generator with the fans going. I mean, we were at least cool enough that we could live, drank plenty of water. I mean, that's the biggest thing, fellas. Like I said it last week, hydrate.
Yes, do not forget.
No beer, no Coca-Colas,
No.
water, and a Gatorade every now and again. And if you can get some Pedialyte in your system,
Yes,
it helps you recover.
Yep, it does help.
It does help.
Well, everybody get together, get the family out, the racetrack on the 25th, and watch some best entertainment that money can buy. That's for sure in our area, anyway. And we'll have results. All these big races coming up next Wednesday, as always.
Fastest fun around.
Yeah,
That's it. Go fast, turn left.
that's it. Well, guys, until next week, I guess we will lock up another episode.
That's it.
And give it a sign off of a 1,
2,
3.
let's go, Brandon.
Good night, everybody.
Be strong, America.
Thanks for listening.